Hello everyone, I'm Amit Guptani, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at Dr. Subhash Technical Campus, Junagadh. I welcome you all on today's presentation related with the subject Industrial Engineering. In our today's discussion, we will study about the topic that is process planning. So let us have an overview of today's presentation. The first topic that we will study, that is Introduction to Process Planning, Objectives of Process Planning, and third topic is Process Planning Activities. So let us begin with our first point of discussion, that is Introduction to Process Planning. So what is process planning? We will try to understand. According to the American Society of Tools and Manufacturing Engineers, they have defined as a systematic determination of methods by which a product is to be manufactured economically and competitively. So what is process planning? It is nothing, or one can say that it is a determination of what will be the methods that one will use to convert the raw material into the finished product. That is by selecting the manufacturing method that is economical as well as competitively. So process planning is nothing but it is giving you an information about the methods which will be used to manufacture the product. Second topic of discussion, that is objectives of process planning. So what is the objectives? It is used to prepare set of instructions. Means its main objective is to identify the method of manufacturing, and it will also give you the information what should be the sequence of operation, what should be the tools that they will have to select. So these all are the objectives. So first is to prepare a set of instructions that describes how to manufacture the product and its part. So it will give you an information how to produce the finished product. What should be the steps? What should be the instructions that one needs to follow while doing the production of the part? So all the detailed information process planning will be giving you. The second objective is to prepare detailed specification which lists, as we discussed, which will be the tools that will be required for doing the operation, what will be the other facilities that they will require. So all the details, all the specifications will be listed in the process planning. Then third objective, to prepare functional requirement of the product. What function that product is supposed to be performing or giving, that functional requirement of the product. So for that, what are the things that are required, what are the tools that are required, and in what quantity that parts have to be produced. Those all informations. And finally the calculating the cost for manufacturing. What will be the cost for manufacturing that product? So those all informations will be provided with the help of process planning. It is simple, a chart which gives you all the informations by which method this product will be produced, what will be the tools that will require, what are the other facilities that they will require. Those all informations are given or can be obtained from process planning. We will understand this with an figure. What are the activities that process planning involves? So the first activity, that is analyzing the part requirements. So what are the requirements that the part will have for the production? What will be the things that will be required? Then determining the operation sequence. What should be the sequence of operations that you will have to identify? Then select the equipments that is necessary. So for doing the operation, what are the equipments that one will have to purchase or will have to give for the production? Then calculating the processing time. What will be the time that will be required for completing or doing the process on the job? Then documentation of process planning and communication between manufacturing engineer and shop floor. So this all the activities that is taking place or that are done while process planning. So we will discuss with our first activity, that is analyzing the finished part requirements. So before the production is started, before you are starting the production, you are having a CAD drawing or simply a CAD file, and in that, based on that design, what are the requirements that they require based on that drawing or the CAD model that is available. One can have the CAD model of the part which is to be manufactured, and based on that drawing or CAD model, you will have to purchase those tools. What are the things that are required based on this? So what are the requirements that they should purchase for starting the production? So based on that design or the drawing of the part, and based on features and dimensions and tolerance specification, the corresponding processing requirements are identified. So there are some tolerances that must be considered, and based on that features, based on the things what are required, the corresponding things are identified. So what will be the things that will be required for doing the production or doing the process? Second point of discussion, that is determining the operating sequence. Once you have analyzed the CAD model or the drawing, and what are the features and what are the things, what are based on the tolerances that is required, you are identifying the processing requirements. So all those processing requirements such as tools and those all things are borrowed. Then comes determining the operating sequence. What should be the sequence of operations that should be done on the raw material such that it is converted into the finished product. First is to determine the type of processing operation that has the capability to generate the various types of features based on tolerances. So what are the tolerances that has been set that must be satisfied? Then alternative ways of viewing the decision. Then how to do the operation. In some cases, in some material is to be removed or modified on the rough part in order to convert into finished product or final part. So in some cases, some operations will be to remove the material from the rough material or from raw material to convert into finished part. So based on what is the requirement, there must be some removing or modification of the raw materials should be done so that it is converted into the finished part. Then it can be reversed also. Third activity of process planning, select the equipments. Now once you have decided the sequence of operation, for example, first operation is turning, then second one is chamfering, then threading, and accordingly now you will have to select the equipments for which you will require for doing the operation. First of all, while selecting the equipments, what are the things that must be kept in mind? First one is economic considerations. The equipments that you are utilizing, that must be economical also, because ultimately the cost reduction will only be possible if it is economic. Then second point, production rate and unit cost of production. So that equipment you will have to consider what is the production rate, how much that equipment is able to produce the parts, and what will be the cost of one part or unit cost of production, what will be the unit cost of production. So that must be also taken care while selecting the equipment, whether this equipment's production rate is higher or not, and what is the cost for producing one single items or one single product. So that is also taken into consideration. Then durability and dependability, how much it is durable, how much it is sustainable, how much you can depend on these equipments that you are selecting, that must be also considered, that must be higher. Then the equipment which you are selecting, that should have lower process rejection. So the part that you are making, there should be least rejection, that is also to be taken care. Then minimum setup times. So for setting up the job on the equipments, it should take minimum time to get ready. So that is also considered, that is minimum setup time. Then longer productive life of machines. The machines should give good efficiency and should work properly for longer duration, not for just 2-3 years. Life of machines should be higher, production life. Then functional versatility means that machine must be able to produce different functions. It must be versatile, means multiple types of tasks can be done. So that is called functional versatility. Next activity, that is calculating process timings. So what will be the time that will be required for doing the processes on the job? Once you have selected the method, then what will be the sequence of operation, then you will have to calculate based on those informations, okay, what will be the processing time. So first of all, calculate the setup times and cycle times. Second, setup time is calculated based on the tools available and sequence of steps. So how setup time is calculated? Okay, based on tools that is required to do the operations, and in what sequence that is to be done. That with the help of that setup time is calculated. The process time is based on the sequence of operation is calculated. So part loading and part unloading is also calculated. So when you are loading the raw material or the part on the machine, that time, and what is the unloading time, that should also be calculated. Standard cycle time can be obtained with the help of formula, that is setup time plus processing time plus part loading and plus part unloading plus allowances. That will give you the standard cycle time. Then standard cost is calculated for the given part with the help of this. We will see with the help of figure how the process planning sheet looks like. You can see from the figure operation and route sheet. So drawing, then quantity to be completed on what date, then name of component, component number, which material you are using. Routing means it's a document which gives you an exact sequence of operation. In routing, you can get an exact sequence of operation which is required for the job to be completed. So what will be the sequence to be done on that particular raw material, such that it can be completed. Then on what machine you are doing, then operation number, operation description, for example, which operation you are doing, turning operation, knurling operation, tools which are required, V tool, side cutting tool, fixtures, jaw, chuck, setup time, operation time and total time. This sheet will give you all the informations. What is the operation that is required, what will be the number of operations, what are the tools that are required, what are the fixtures and accessories that are used, what is the setup time. All the information you can obtain with this process planning. Next is route sheet. Route sheet is nothing but it will give you the exact sequence of operations that are needed to complete the job. So the first point in route sheet is part identification, on which part or which part you have to do. Then description of processing steps in each operation. Third, operation sequence and machine, on which operations you have to do and on what machines or on which machines. Then standard setup time and cycle time. Next topic is reasons for documentation. Why the documentation is required? It is not obvious to have a record how the part is processed. With the help of sheet you can get, or you can also use it for the future plans of the jobs having similar designs or similar requirements. That's why the record or documentation is required for future plans and for the jobs or the parts having similar design requirements. You can easily take from the documents that you have made. Then for providing record of future job quotation, cost estimation and standard costing time. Then to act as a means of communication. So documentation is very important. Next topic is communicate. So communicate the manufacturing knowledge to the shop floor. Manufacturing manager or whoever is responsible, they can easily communicate with the shop floor workers and pass on the manufacturing knowledge to those workers, which will be beneficial to ensure that the route sheet is followed properly. So what this communication helps, the manufacturing engineer or the manufacturing manager, it will take care that the route sheet is followed according to the sequence or not. to maintain high quality in manufacturing. Okay, that's it about today's presentation. I hope this would have helped you to understand. Thank you.